Hello students, warm welcome to video learning lecture. My name is Aashish and today we will be solving very tough questions from chapter 4 that are problem questions. In this question data is given, you need to make your own equation from the given data and then we need to solve with the help of the previous methods that are factorization method, completing the square method or discriminant method. Okay, but here they will not mention that by which method you need to solve. So whatever method is easy for us, with the help of that method we will solve. Okay, so first you see the question, then I will be explaining it. So the question is like this: the sum of the reciprocals of Rehman's age in years 3 years ago and 5 years from now is 1 upon 3. So find his present age. Okay, so here we need to assume that let the present age of Rehman is x years. Okay, now 3 years ago, that means what? 3 years ago the age will be x minus 3. The age was actually x minus 3 years. Okay, and after 5 years, so 5 years from now the age will become x plus 5 years. Okay, now what is given in data? That the sum of reciprocal means what? Inverse. So here we will write down reciprocal of this 1 upon x minus 3 plus 1 upon x plus 5 is equal to 1 upon 3. Okay, now we will simplify this. So how will we simplify this? With the help of cross multiplication. So x plus 5 plus x minus 3 divided by x minus 3 into x plus 5 is equal to 1 upon 3. Okay, now we need to again cross multiply and then we will get answer like here 2x plus 2 is equal to, here if I cross multiply this, x minus 3 x plus 5 divided by 3. So you cross multiply this 3 over here. So it will be 6x plus 6 is equal to, if I multiply these brackets, then the multiplication of x with this whole bracket will give you x square plus 5x, then the multiplication of minus 3 with this whole bracket, so minus 3x minus 15. So we will get term like x square plus 2x minus 15. Now we will take this both terms on that part, so x square plus 2x minus 15 minus 6x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now if I add subtract these two terms and these terms, then I will be having equation final answer as x square minus 4x minus 21 is equal to 0. So this is your required equation from the given data. Okay, you need to identify that which terms are given, you assume, and after that you simplify, then we will get the final equation. Okay, now our equation is x square minus 4x minus 21. So let us see how to solve this equation now. Okay, our equation over here is x square minus 4x minus 21 is equal to 0. So we want to solve this equation with the help of factorization method. So in factorization method what we do, that 1 into minus 21, 1 is from here, the coefficient of x square. Okay, now 1 into minus 21, let us keep this minus this side. So we need to factorize this 21 such that the subtraction of the factor will give you minus 4. Okay, so let us write down the factors of 21, that is 7 into 3, 21 into 1. Okay, there are no other factors. So if you subtract these two factors, then will you get minus 4? Yes, you will get. Now next thing, what we need to remember, that which sign will give to 7, which sign will give to 3. Now as here negative sign is there, both the factors will be having different signs. Okay, then we will decide that whatever bigger number is there, that number will get the sign of middle one. Okay, if you don't know this factorization method, then you can see the video for factorization method. The link is given in description. Okay, now here x square minus 7x plus 3x minus 21 is equal to 0. Now we can take x common from this. So x minus 7, 3 common from this, so x minus 7 again. Okay, now take this whole bracket common, so x minus 7, x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now comparing with the 0, x minus 7 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 7, x plus 3 is equal to 0, so x is equal to minus 3. But age cannot be a negative number, so we will not take this one. Okay, so this will be our correct answer. So the present age of Rehman will be 7 years. Okay, so I hope all of you understand this question well. Now we will go ahead for next question. So the another question is, here the difference of squares of two numbers is 180. The square of smaller number is 8 times the larger number. Find the two numbers. Okay, so let us assume that first we will assume for say larger number. Okay, let larger number be x. So according to the given condition, square of smaller number is 8 times the larger number. So the smaller number square is equal to 8 times larger number. Okay, according to this given statement. So now we have assumed that the larger number is x. So the smaller number square is equal to 8x. So if I want this value of smaller number, then I need to take square root. So it will be, smaller number will be root 8x. Okay, if I take square root both the sides, according to the given condition, we need to find out this smaller number as well as larger number, and we want only one variable, because in this chapter we are solving quadratic equations. So quadratic equation is having one variable only. Okay, now the first condition, the difference of the squares of two numbers. So the larger number square minus smaller number square. So this x square minus root 8x whole square. The difference is how much? Difference is given 180. So is equal to 180. Okay, all of you get this? With the help of these two statements, I have written this equation. Now I will simplify this. So x square minus root 8x whole square will be 8x only, is equal to 180. Okay, take this 180 this side. So x square minus 8x minus 180 is equal to 0. Now this is your equation. Now we want to solve this equation. How will we solve this equation? With the help of factorization method. Actually you can solve by any method, but I prefer that whatever method is easy for you, by that method you solve. Okay, whenever the factorization is possible, you go for that method only. Otherwise you go for discriminant method. Don't go for completing the square method unless and otherwise they are not written. Okay, so here the factors of 180 such that the subtraction of the factor will give you 8. So it is very easy, the factors 18 into 10. This we will get by practice. Okay, you need to practice more and more questions to solve this kind of equations. Now we will factorize this. Again this negative sign is there, so we will subtract these two factors and we will give negative sign to the bigger factor. Okay, so x square minus 18x plus 10x minus 180 is equal to 0. From this we can take x common, so x minus 18 plus 10, x minus 18 again. So the two factors are x plus 10, x minus 18 is equal to 0. So by comparing with 0, you will get two answers, minus 10 and 18. Okay, now which number is our correct answer? Can you tell me that which number is correct answer? Yes, because this x is 18. This will be the correct answer. Why? Because here if I put negative number in place of this x, then negative number will come in square root. See, if you can observe this, this is very much important, that you cannot put negative number over here in square root. Okay, so we cannot take our answer as minus 10. So this answer will be cancelled and your correct answer will be x is equal to 18. So the larger number will be 18 and the smaller number will be what? You need to put that value x is equal to 18 over here and then square root that number. Okay, I hope all of you will get this now. So let us go for another question like this. The next question, have a look. The question is, a train travels 360 km at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 5 km per hour more, it would have taken 1 hour less for the same journey. Find the speed of the train. Okay, so for this purpose we need to define the relationship between the speed, time and distance. So the relationship is speed is equal to distance divided by time. Okay, now we need to assume that the uniform speed of the train is, say, uniform speed of train, say x km per hour. Okay, now let us take one time t1 for which the train is traveling at uniform speed. How much distance? 360. Okay, so the first time taken t1 is distance divided by time. If speed is equal to distance divided by time, then I can say time is equal to distance divided by speed. Okay, now the distance traveled is 360 km. Then the speed is uniform, so we have assumed x. So here we will put x, and the time taken at this much speed is t1. Okay, now we will take another case. So the case number 2 is if the speed had been 5 km per hour more. Okay, if I increase the speed, then it is obvious that the time will decrease. Okay, so here I am increasing the speed by 5 km per hour. So now the new time will be t2. So at t2 time the distance will remain constant, 360 only, but the speed will change, x plus 5. Okay, because we are adding 5 km in our uniform speed, regular speed. Now, any of you can say that now which time will be lesser one? Okay, obviously in which the speed is greater one, that time will be smaller one or lesser one. Okay, so here t2 is smaller than t1. So it would have taken 1 hour less for the same journey. So this part is smaller one, this part is larger one. So if I take difference of these two, then the difference between these two times is 1 hour it is given. See, it will take 1 hour less for the same journey. Okay, now with the help of this concept we will make one equation. So 360 divided by x minus 360 divided by x plus 5 is equal to 1. We need to simplify this equation to get our final equation or answer. Okay, now let us understand this question one more time. Uniform speed is x km per hour. The distance, speed and time relation is this. So time is equal to distance divided by speed. Now at uniform speed 360 km, time taken is say t1. So t1 is equal to 360 divided by x. Now if I increase the speed, then time will decrease. Okay, so t2 time is 360 divided by x plus 5. Now already we know that t2 is lesser than t1. How much lesser than t1? 1 hour. 1 hour less. Okay, so t1 minus t2 is equal to 1. We have put the value of t1 and t2. Now we will simplify this. Okay, so 360 divided by x minus 360 by x plus 5 is equal to 1. We will take 360 common outside. So inside bracket it will be 1 upon x minus 1 upon x plus 5 is equal to 1. Now we will cross multiply over here in this bracket. So 360, here cross multiplication x plus 5 minus x divided by x into x plus 5 is equal to 1. Now cross multiply this x and x plus 5 also. So 360, here x and x will get cancelled. The only remaining term is 5. So x square plus 5x. What I have done? I have cross multiplied this over here directly. Okay. Now this 36 into 5 will be 180. So 1800 is equal to x square plus 5x. Now I will take all the terms on one side. So let us take this 1800 on other side. So x square plus 5x minus 1800 is equal to 0. This is our equation. We need to solve this equation to get the value of x. Again we will use factorization method. We need to factorize 1800 such that subtraction of factor will give you 5. Okay, so the factors of 1800 are 18 into 100. Let us factorize this more. So 9 into 2. Here you can write 10 into 10. Okay, so now what we will do? We will just cross multiply the factors and we will get idea that lastly, which two factors subtraction is 5. Okay, so this will come with the help of practice only. Okay, you need to practice more and more questions like this, then only you will get idea that what to do next. So 9 into 2, again you will factorize 5 into 2, here also you can write down 10. Now, here let us merge any random. So 9 into 5 will give you 45, here 2 into 2, 4 and 10. So 45 into 40. So these two are the factors. If I subtract these factors, then I will get 5. As I told you that you need to do trial and error method. Okay, try maximum factors and then at last select any two factors with the condition. Here the condition is what? The subtraction of the factor must be 5. Okay, so we'll split the middle term now. So x square. Okay, here negative is there, so we will give opposite sign to both the numbers and the bigger factor will get the sign of the middle term. So x square plus 45x minus 40x minus 1800. Okay, I'm erasing now this. So minus 1800 is equal to 0. Okay, so here we can take x common. So x common, inside bracket x plus 45. Then here if I take minus 40 common, then inside bracket again x plus 45. I told you that whenever you write down this first bracket correct, then the same bracket will be there in second term also. Okay, now this total bracket will get common. So x plus 45 and the remaining terms are x minus 40. Now if I compare with 0, so x plus 45 is equal to 0, x minus 40 is equal to 0. So x is equal to minus 45, x is equal to 40. Now what we have assumed that what is x? X is uniform speed of the train. So the speed cannot be negative number. Okay, so here this 40 is our correct answer. So actually it is 40 km per hour because we are talking about speed of the train. Okay, now I hope that all of you understand these three problem questions. Now what we have learned in these questions, that always you are getting two answers, but always we will select one only. See, in all three questions this happened. So that you need to select with the given question, given condition. Okay, that you will get idea perfectly. Okay, now I hope that all of you understand this, and I hope all of you will like this video also. So do share this video with your friends, and don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe my channel. Stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you so much.